86th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Miami Dolphins select...
That's So Dolphins Talk with John Baker and Trigga Trey Proctor.
We check your pulse if you're not fired up.
Dude, are we good?
Dude, we're the best team in the league.
If you don't have eye black at home, you better go get some eye black.
Oh my god, we're back.
Hello and welcome into another edition of That's So Dolphins Talk. Got myself, Johnny Bake Show, and the co-pilot Trigga Trey Proctor. We are down bad. The Fins drop a turd in Buffalo, per usual.
Every time we get our hopes up, we have to go into Buffalo. And when that happens, they end our hopes and dreams. And it never fails. And I don't know if it will ever change. And every year feels like it's different, and every year it's the same. The more things change, the more they stay the same. We get Tannenbaum, we suck. Jeff Ireland,
awful.
We suck.
He's
Steve
worse.
Ross, we suck. Jay Fiedler, we suck. Chad Pennington, we suck. Ryan Tannehill still sucks. It doesn't matter. We literally get nothing. We went from revolutionizing the NFL to demoralizing the NFL with our horrible play. I am so hurt. I am so depressed. I am back to sad Fins fan. I'm going to rechange my handle. I am.
So I woke up on Sunday morning and I just had a feeling like something didn't feel right. And I was like, it could get ugly today. And I know that my prediction was for Fins to, it was either going to be a flip-flop between 31-28, could be Bills, could be Fins. It felt like a coin toss game. And it ended up being a fist in the ass game for the Fins. Like, like what the hell?
It was like, and I'm not even gonna lie, they had me when we were going score for score. I was like, this is about to be a good old Kentucky shootout, just like when Patty Mahomes and Josh Allen are squaring off. But don't worry, we tried to stay hot, and it seemed like the offense was so different. It's like something is so weird. It didn't look like the same offense.
So here's my takeaways, and this is also something that I know that I had said last year on the pod. And this offense, while it looks great when it works, it's all a gimmick. It's all it is. It's just smoke and mirrors gimmicks. And when your smoke and mirrors and gimmicks don't work, you don't have anything. You like, and what's really, really frustrating is that the offense is based off timing. Well, if they throw off the timing, you got to have something to combat that. And it just feels like McDaniel's like, I don't have anything. So like last year when we got punched in the face against the 49ers, we had no answers, no adjustments. Like we kind of hung around in that game a little bit there at the end. Like we had a chance at the end, but it didn't feel like we had a chance. Yeah. And the Chargers game happens where they threw off our timing and there's just nothing going. And that's what's so frustrating is that there's no pivoting out of the system. The system is the system, and that's what it'll always be. And I don't think we have the personnel to do this. And that leads me into my second takeaway is that I'm just going to get out here and say it right now. I love Teron Armstead, but he has an availability issue, and we're on game 5, and he's only played one full game and a quarter of another game. So like, we're paying this guy a shit ton of money, and there is a magnificent difference of whenever he's in versus when he's out, but he's out most of the time, and it's hurt this team so many times. It's like, and then on top of that, like, I have no idea why we traded Dan Feeney over Liam Eichenberg. I understand they spent a third round pick or whatever on him. That dude has put up.
He's Jesse Davis.
He's worse than Jesse Davis. If you thought as bad as you thought Jesse Davis was, he's worse.
His like
He's a
I
turnstile.
yeah, like his snaps weren't the problem, which I originally was worried about. Like he snapped the ball relatively okay, he had a couple shitty ones, but like in terms of his just our run game changed without Connor Williams, our pass game changed without Connor Williams. Like
As much as we were
it's
talking
bad.
shit, on Connor Williams, dude man was missed. Like he might not
Yeah,
be able to snap the ball very effectively, but
he
he
can
made a
block his
world
ass
of
off.
right. So I don't know if it's time to move from Armstead or we need. This has been a thing that we were talking about all summer long. There's no depth on the offensive line. And we're already in week 4 and we have depth issues because we got 2 of the 5 hurt already.
Now,
And
thankfully, it sounds like Connor Williams is going to be back next week because he almost played this week.
yeah,
I just don't understand how someone like this was the biggest game of the year. So if people can almost play, why are they not playing?
I mean, I guess I mean, you don't want to get a guy like super hurt in week 4 and not have him till week 10. I totally understand that, but I don't know. I mean, obviously, if it was a playoff game or a game to get into the playoffs, like I'm sure they would have played, but I don't know. And going into my other takeaway, Lord Fangs is officially on the hot seat.
Dude,
I don't know what we're doing. What is his game plan of not putting Xavier Howard over Stephon Diggs? What like? Did
and
he
even
not take his
as
medication?
even as Diggs was beating us, like
Literally
change,
whipping our ass.
change, have someone else beat us.
They didn't.
I just
They
don't
didn't.
understand that.
I don't understand. I don't know. This, I mean, I understand that they have a plan and like we don't have Jalen Ramsey in there, but like there's no pivoting. Like the game plan feels like the game plan, and when it doesn't work, we're gonna make it work. It feels very much like a high school coach that we all know.
I just really, I just really hope that McDaniels learns from this gameplay call. Tua really didn't have a bad game, to be honest with you. Like if you look at the stats, hold on. Like if you look at the stats, I really don't think Tua had a bad game. It just I don't know. I don't like A Chain should have gotten more carries. I think he had like 8 carries and averaged 20 yards a run. It felt like he's a weapon. We didn't run the. I just it's like he forgot how to coach.
McDaniel said today he's like I abandoned the run too soon. That's literally what you've been talking about last year. Like you abandon the run all the time. Like he just
does he not have anyone on his staff that tells him, "Hey, Mike, stop throwing the ball every play"?
I don't know. When you think that the offensive coordinator is like, "Hey, we should probably run the ball here."
Yeah,
like,
or maybe the fucking get back coach. Can he be the "Hey, we're running too much or we're throwing too much" guy? I don't know. They need to find a guy or gal who can say to Michael, please stop throwing the ball every play. You're going to get Tua killed. And also, I understand that we have a lot of stuff in game plan that we've run consistently the last 4 weeks. They've stopped it. Can we adapt? Is that possible? That worries me.
Yeah, it is worrisome. It's very worrisome because when things are firing on all cylinders, like there's no stopping this team. But when you play a very physical team like the Bills have, and like the Bills are exactly who we thought they were. They have a very, very physical, bruising style defense that will get in your face. And the Dolphins have a very finesse style offense that doesn't like to get pushed around. And it shows. Like we have a very soft offense and there's no punch to it. And I don't know, how do you fix an offense that doesn't have a lot of punch? You like have to fix it in the trenches, and there's no fixing that right now. That's not going to get fixed. That's not going to get any better. Like
who do you think Tua's comments were about when he said we got humbled and it was needed for some?
I don't know. That was interesting. That was really
definitely a shot somewhere. I don't know where, but it was a shot at somebody.
It was a shot at somebody. I don't know. I don't know if it's somebody that's on a milk carton on the defensive side or because I have a couple names on the defensive side that have been milk cartoned, and I don't know. I don't know if it was for the offensive line or.
I was literally about to message Josh Boyer Sunday night and say, "Hey, big head, what are you up to?"
That's what pisses me off is that we played with a defense that was less talented last year with a more aggressive game plan than we did with a more talented defense with a I don't know what like a less aggressive game plan. Like it's not even less aggressive. It's just a nonsensical plan. Like I don't understand what the point of not having Xavier Howard over Stephon Diggs. Like that's your number
And how
one
do you just
matchup.
get picked? How do we just get picked apart the entire game and nothing changes?
There's
Josh Allen
no
had like 3 incompletions. Like,
I don't understand how there's no push. You can't have people that you can't have Bradley Chubb, you can't have Christian Wilkins who's begging for money. You can't continue to do these things and rush four and get no pressure.
and
Christian
get run
Wilkins,
over.
Christian Wilkins looked like a child against a rookie yesterday, and that's what I thought that the shots were for, because he does a lot of shit talking and not a whole lot of backup of the play this year. So
That'd
I
be
don't know.
interesting.
I
That'd
don't
be
know.
interesting. But I don't. Man, here's the thing that's going to worry me is that thankfully we have hopefully 2 get right games with the Giants, the Panthers, and then we go into Philadelphia. I just don't want to be the team that shrinks in every single big game, and that seems like it's all we ever are. Tyreek Hill shrunk, non-existent, runs his mouth, got locked up. He had 80 yards, something stupid. Like,
And that's why nobody respects the Dolphins in the national media, because we have all of these good games in where no one sees them, and then as soon as we come to the big time, we get made look stupid. Like,
mhm.
and that's why there's no respect for the Dolphins ever. And I don't know. I don't know if they're based off of play of the running backs yesterday, even though like we didn't really run the ball that well. Adding a lot of people that are clamoring for the Jonathan Taylor trade, that's not going to fix it, because if he doesn't have anyone blocking for him, he's not going to bring any tackles either. It does not
No.
matter.
Jonathan Taylor, the problem isn't we have the running backs. We just didn't commit to the run. It doesn't matter if we have Jonathan Taylor. If we run the ball 9 times, Devon Achan is a weapon. Like, I
Yes,
don't
legit weapon.
we don't need more weapons. We need to utilize the weapons correctly. Like, it's Jalen Waddle has been nowhere all season,
Non-existent.
non-existent all season. Like, it's seems like this entire offense is running through Tyreek Hill, which is fine. But when Tyreek Hill shrinks like he did yesterday, we've got to be able to pivot and get other people involved. It just seems like
What
that's not there. It's like it seems like everyone's taking the easy way out. Let's just design plays that allows people Tyreek Hill to get wide open, or allows Tyreek Hill to force people to get wide open because of the respect for his speed. All fine and great, but when it gets shut down, we've got to be able to pivot, and it's been 2 years of that not happening now.
Yeah. And that
So
leads
now
it,
this is the recipe. This is the
right.
recipe, right? So what did the Bills do that the league can replicate? The answer might be nothing. I mean, because Matt Milano is a side to sideline freak, and their D line is great. So maybe other teams can't replicate that. But I know damn well that there's a team in Philly that has the best D line in football that is going to eat our faces off if we play like we did yesterday. And guess what?
Also,
That'll be another big game that we shrink in, and we're sitting at we're 6-2, but we have 6 wins against teams all below 500.
and there's another team in New York that has a really good defense
Yeah,
that
and if Zach Wilson plays like he played last night,
we're in trouble.
yeah,
Like, and so that the only good for yesterday that I have written down here is Achan. That's the only good. Nothing else is good about that, other than the
yep,
fact that no one else got hurt. Other than but Teron Armstead got hurt, so there's no good in that either. The
yeah.
bat,
Achan played well. I thought Howard played pretty well. He seemed like I think he wanted the Stephon Diggs matchup and maybe didn't get it for whatever reason. So I thought he did play pretty well.
he said after the
Um,
game like he didn't understand why he wasn't on Diggs.
yeah. I thought that honestly, I know Isaiah Wynn had a bad pass rep. Um, and that one bad run rep that they pointed out, I
Mm-hmm.
think he was supposed to release him because we had someone pulling, and we were supposed to trap that guy, and that guy just beat the trap. But it looked like Isaiah Wynn got the swim move. But I thought the interior line played relatively okay, honestly. And even when Kendall Lamb came in, I thought he was sturdy again. Overall, I don't think the O line. I know we gave up 3 sacks, but a lot of that is our timing got messed up. and it caused Tua to have to double clutch. And he was able to make some off platforms yesterday, but I mean, overall, our line didn't play as. I mean, it wasn't great by any means. It wasn't what we've had the first 3 games, but I think missing Connor Williams is huge, and I am going to eat crow and apologize for trying to Uber him out of here. I mean, Liam Eichenberg literally cost us a touchdown by trying to be in the end zone.
Yeah, it wasn't good. The bad though for me is I have Bradley Chubb. He's milk cartoned. I don't understand where he is. He does not show up. He is non-existent, and I just don't understand. I don't understand the philosophy of him rushing 8 yards deep, like into the drop. But like, can we switch it up? Like, can we maybe not go so deep every time? Or can we do something a little different? Can we do a little stunt? Like, can we do a little
Do we stunt? It feels like we don't stunt.
They're just running. It just feels like 4 dudes bull rushing every time. Like, there's no stunt. There's nothing. Just run forward. I don't understand the defensive philosophy. I understand that like Fangio, like this defense, everyone runs this defense because he created it in the league, and that it's like the standard. But like he looks like he's getting run circles around his old ass out there. Like,
dude, it might have passed him up, man.
We were sold a bill of goods. It feels like, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I have 2 more on the bad. Brandon Jones. It's no wonder the dude hasn't been playing because he looked lost out there. He looked like 4 steps behind.
Yeah, this all kind of makes sense to why he hasn't been playing. I don't know what happened, but he seems like he can only blitz properly, and that's about it. Like, that's his forte because you're right. I've not, like, shout out to Deshaun Elliott. I did not realize how much of an asset he was to this defense because you're right. Brandon Jones looked lost. Does anyone know what's wrong with Deshaun Elliott?
No, I don't know. I didn't hear anything. I don't know. And then my other bad is Raheem Mostert. Like, you can't cough it up 2 times. He just played awful yesterday.
He, in my opinion, he had to have lost the starting job. You got to start Achane.
Yeah.
Reward the good play. I know we rotate him anyway, but give him the opportunity to start.
More.
You got to give him more. You got to give him more carries. You're exactly right.
At one point, Achane had 2 carries and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, he just finds the end zone. He is a weapon. So hopefully now that Mike trusts him a little bit, we start designing the offense around him a little bit. I don't know, man. I just really. It's not that we lost. It's just the way we lost. I had that penciled in as a loss. We're probably still going to go 12-5. It's just that loss is so deflating because it's the same shit every year. We play well and then shrink.
Yeah, shrink when it matters most, especially in Buffalo. They haven't, I don't know, I can't. The last time I remember them winning a game in Buffalo was Reggie Bush.
Yeah, I think that was the last time.
Okay, well, that's the last time I remember ever winning a game in Buffalo. Like, it's just, and I woke up and I was like, you know what? Today might be a day where it gets ugly. And it got ugly in a hurry. It felt like the defense was never going to get a stop.
Yeah, it really just thought, I really was just saying we should just go for it every time we have the opportunity. Like, I don't even want to punt it. Dude, Speaking of defense, my bad, Javon Holland.
He looks, I've been saying it all year. I know that a lot of people don't want to hear that, but I've been saying it. He was up last week, but like first 2 games, man, he did not look good. And he looked bad. We have
the worst tackling team in football?
They don't tackle for shit. They don't tackle anybody. It's bad. We literally said last week the tackling is an issue. And,
yes.
And yes, we were right on that. Like, we saw that coming a mile away. The other ugly too for me is Cater Kohu. Like, dude was cooked. Barbecue chicken. God. He has never played that bad before. I don't know if that's like, I don't know. He regressed to the mean.
I mean, everyone's got, hopefully not. I just have to think that these people that played bad, like, maybe they need a little bit of reality check, and maybe we've been slacking. I don't know how you don't have a big week of practice in week 4 against division rival when you have a chance to go up 2 games. But I don't know. It just feels like
it feels like no matter what.
It feels like they underestimated him, and it feels like to me that no matter what happens these next 2 weeks, if we don't win that game in Philly, we're never going to be any worth a shit.
We're gonna be yeah. If you
If we
don't,
can't go to Buffalo and win, and can't go to Philly and win,
we're
then
yeah, we're in trouble.
yeah,
Because I mean, and like, it's not that they lost, like, because in all reality, I have the Eagles and the the Bills as losses.
I
It's
did too.
just it's just the way that they lost. Like they got boat raced out. Like they got kicked in the dick and then got kicked the whole way out of the stadium. Like
Yeah, they got
it was
embarrassed. That's what, how do you score 70 and beat a team by 50? I don't care if it's the Broncos, it's an NFL team, and then lose by 28 the following week.
I told you we should save some points last week.
Shut up.
I don't know. It does not make any sense. It really doesn't. It's really frustrating. And like I was even sitting there and I was just like when they went into halftime and it was what 35-14 or whatever or 20
Yeah,
or whatever it was, I was like this game's over. Like this game's out of reach. And I didn't even want to watch any more of it. And then as soon as they scored the other one to go up the next touchdown, I was like, all right, we're done. We're cooked.
it just hurts, man.
Yeah. But stock up, stock down. I have nothing for stock up that we already haven't talked about
Yeah,
because
Devon A. Chain, stock up.
yeah, that's literally the only stock up that I got.
Stock
Stock
down. Cater Kohu, Javon Holland, Brandon Jones, Jerome Baker, David Long.
Jerome Baker, he got no, he has zero amount of business coming out and saying I'm tired of losing to Buffalo. Whenever Josh Allen took a shopping cart full of groceries and he was grandmaing it through the produce section right past his dumb ass because he picked the wrong hole on that last touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sick of Jerome Baker. I don't know how many. He's the new Mike Gesicki.
He's your new Jasicki. He's
He's
your
my
new
new
Jasicki.
Gesicki. I can't stand him. Here's my other thing too. Number one, I have some here. This is going to be my foreshadowing for the offseason. Christian Wilkins is not getting he's not getting a new deal. He's not getting an extension. He will not resign. Jerome Baker will get cut, and there's going to be a major overhaul of this defense. There's going to be a whole new front seven on the defensive side next year. It will not look any remotely different. It will not look anything close to what it looks like now.
Yeah, I think it'll be built around Phillips, Sealer, and Van Ginkel.
Yeah. Like Chubb literally might be. I don't know if they'll cut Chubb because he's a Fangs guy, but I don't see anybody else. I like they're good. How many? I don't understand how many years we've said in a row we don't have middle linebackers. We do not have a middle linebacker to run the defense. And it's so obvious. If we had somebody like a Matt Milano or the Bernard guy that plays for them, totally fine. We don't have that, and we haven't had that. It's bad. I can't even think of the last time they had a middle linebacker that was worth a damn. Was it Carlos Dansby?
Probably Dansby.
Probably Dansby. I don't know, but
I don't even think he was very good.
I don't want to go. I didn't want to go the whole way back and say Zach Thomas, but like he's literally the last one, and it's bad. But yeah, Lord, Fangs stock down. This whole defense stock down. Christian
Every
Wilkins,
player.
every player on that defense gets a big old stock down because that was embarrassing. That was bad.
Yep.
And obviously, Liam Eichenberg is on the stock down.
Liam Eichenberg needs to be on the Uber out of town.
He's on the Uber and get him at.
Get him at.
Deflating, man. It hurts. The schedule lightens up though for 2 weeks, hopefully. We got the Giants next week. And what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, if Saquon freaking plays, they may run for 600 yards on us.
I know.
But other than that, I have no worry that if we lose to the Giants after this showing,
we got trouble.
we're shutting the fucking pod down. You had to drag me out of the gutter for this when I was so distraught.
Yeah, you were. I don't know.
We've got it. I mean, yeah, Daniel Jones' leg is going to be a problem. I mean, thankfully, it's in Miami. I hope it's 106 degrees and we make them wear dark blue and they freaking.
Pretty much the Giants are in the bottom half of every statistical category, and the Dolphins are 9.5 point favorites. So it
The largest spread.
looks like Andrew Thomas probably won't play. It looks like Barkley is questionable, or Bartley's doubtful. We already know that Teron Armstead is not playing. Do we get Jeff Wilson back now? Does that add a new wrinkle to the offense? How many more people can we add to fix the offense?
You know who I want? I want Nick Needham back.
Yes. I saw he's been working out a lot. They can probably
I know.
activate. Can they activate him now?
Yeah, I think he's cleared to activate after week 4.
That might be a big that they're missing. I don't under was Eli Apple even out there yesterday? I didn't even notice.
No, he was a healthy scratch.
I didn't even notice. Did we healthy scratch Eli Apple?
For Cam Smith. We kept Cam Smith, although he didn't do anything. So
boy, we need Jalen Ramsey back so bad.
Oh my god.
We're literally counting down the days until Ramsey's back. It feels like he could be back for after the bye. So like 4 more weeks. Could be back after the bye. I don't know, but
and the thing is, dude, like
going into the bye, we got to be 6-3, no worse than 6-3 for me to feel good about it.
Yeah.
Is that even mathematically correct?
I don't even know if that's
we gotta
correct.
we gotta be 3. We gotta beat the Giants, beat the Panthers, we gotta beat the Patriots, and yes, we gotta be 6-3 going into the bye at minimum.
And that gives us a loss to what? The Chiefs and
the Eagles. But I don't know the way the Chiefs looked last night. But then again, the Jets defense looks really good at some points, and sometimes it looked pretty lackadaisical. Like I feel like that game last night gave them life.
I know. I feel like they
got hope now.
I mean, as much as hope as a 1-3 team can have, I guess. But
I mean, yeah, but still, I don't know. They showed some promise last night. That's going to give teams problems.
You know, it's going to irritate me even more when Buffalo loses to Jacksonville 17-10 in London, and we beat the Giants by 300, and everyone's going to be like, "What?" Like the NFL is so. Again, I don't mind that we lost. It's just so demoralizing that the way it happened. I'm sure it's a common sentiment across the Dolphins Twitterverse or Xverse today, but
yeah, it just sucks because I figured they were going to keep it close with Buffalo, and all respect to Buffalo. Like these last 3 weeks, they've played like the best team in the NFL. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know anybody that's played better outside of San Francisco than San Francisco and Buffalo.
Agree. And they kicked our ass. So shout out to them. We'll see you in January.
It is true. We will see them in January. Actually, we will see them, January 7th. At home in the Rock.
Hopefully probably for the division. Probably gonna lose by 40.
Dude, the last 4 games of that stretch of the season are rough because we got the Jets, Cowboys, Ravens, and Bills. That's gonna make or break the season.
Yeah, that's our season. 100%.
Yeah. It doesn't matter what we do until, I mean, obviously it does matter, but we got to be sitting at, we got to have it. We can't have any more than 3 losses. I feel like going into those to the last 4 games of the season, because if we end up dropping all 4 of them, that's no bueno. Because then we're 9-7 or 10-7.
Well, let's just play one game at a time. Get New York and have a good showing and get right. We're on to New York.
Yeah, we're on to New York, and I don't know. This is demoralizing. This is probably a pretty not a great insight, but there's just nothing good to report back other than the offensive line sucks. We are not healthy anymore, and I don't know. Do you think we're gonna make a shakeup or make a trade at the deadline?
If it is, I hope it's for a linebacker. You got any middle linebackers out there Fangio wants?
Who's disgruntled that would leave on a losing team? I don't know anybody right now off the top of my head. Not like
I
we can
don't
call
either,
Aaron
but that would
Donald.
be anything.
It's not like we can call Aaron Donald like I thought about last week whenever the Rams were losing. Although I'd love for him to call. Look at old Marino getting up in there.
Get.
But all right. Let's put a bow on the Bills in this shit show, and so demoralizing.
Yeah, I'm so depressed, dude.
What a
I haven't-
beatdown of a week for us.
I
First
haven't
we
even
lost
opened it. Oh my god, we lost Dame.
Dame, then we get dog walked by the Bills. Bad week for the Heat and the Fins. All right, well, with that, we thank you all for listening. If you're checking us out on podcast form, thank you for listening, and then leave a review. And if you're watching us on YouTube, make sure you drop a like and subscribe to the channel. Also, what'd you think of the game? What do you want to see happen with this team? Let it in the comments below. And we will see you next time on That's So Dolphins Talk.
Ends up.
And that.